and gentlemen, please welcome Laura Anderson, Intel Corporate Communications.
Good afternoon and welcome to Intel's CES Press Day presentation. We're really excited to have you guys here today. For the next 45 minutes, Intel CEO Brian Krzanich is going to immerse you in a series of live and pre-recorded virtual reality experiences. This is the most unique and technically complex event we have ever held. So if you have experienced any technical problems during the event, please raise your hand and we do have helpers who will come and assist you. But before we get started, I want to take you through a few last-minute logistical reminders. First, please turn off the ringers to your phones. Second, right after this event, we're going to post a bunch of information, high-resolution photos and videos to Intel's newsroom. And we'll be posting additional photos and videos through the evening, including a replay of the live stream. And last, we've got a lot of cables on the ground, especially when you guys finish up the event and you've had your headsets on. So please take care when you leave, and please refrain from moving around the room during the event, just as a safety precaution. As I mentioned, we will have a lot of photos available on our newsroom for your use after the event. But with that, I'd like to introduce your host for today's press event, Intel CEO Brian Krzanich.
Okay, welcome everybody. I'm really excited about this afternoon. This is going to be fun, much more fun than our normal keynote or other kinds of press event. I'm really excited today. What I'm going to do today is try and show you how Intel is thinking about really the future of this kind of technology. The technology today, we believe, is extending far beyond the classic consumer electronics, and it really extending to every experience that you have today. And the real question is, okay, so what is driving these new experiences? What is driving this new technology? Well, it's no surprise that for us at Intel, we believe what's really driving these technology innovations, these new experiences, is Moore's Law. So I've been in this industry for 34 years. I know I don't look like it. I know I look like, gosh, it must only be 33 years or something. But no, 34 years, I've heard the depth of Moore's Law more times than anything else in my career. And I'm here today to really show you and tell you that Moore's Law is alive and well and flourishing. And to do that, I could show a bunch of foils. I could show a bunch of benchmarks and other kinds of devices, but I thought best to just bring 10 nanometer Cannonlake product on stage and let you see it live. And what we have it running right now is one of our new Intel commercials that is running on the TV right now. And so for those who are wondering, is Moore's Law live? Is 10 nanometers going to be here? The answer is absolutely yes. And I believe Moore's Law will be well beyond my career, alive and well and kicking. This is the first time we've shown 10 nanometers live operating on a system, and we're really proud of it. We plan to ship product before the end of 2017. And as I said, we're really excited about the performance and the opportunity that this product delivers. So thank you. So, Moore's Law, alive and well. Now, one of the best examples, I believe, of this type of innovation and this technology is really around virtual reality. And that's what we're all here today, to really have an experience, and let me show you where this is headed. And with any new technology, it's always been that hardware-led software. Hardware-led content. And it's almost inevitable, it almost has to be that way. The hardware has to be there. People have to believe that the experience can be real before they're willing to invest the time, the effort, the technology to develop the content. And today, we're seeing incredible amounts of content, and we're going to show you that content. But there's a unique thing about content in this kind of an experience, and that is it creates incredible, incredible amounts of data. So the estimate is that by 2020, the average person will generate about 1.5 gigabytes a day of data. And that's your tweets, your emails, your Instagrams, your Facebook posts, all of those kinds of things. Now that's up from about 650 megabytes a day today. So a little bit more than doubling, which is pretty good considering that length of time. Now, let's take a look at Intel's 360 replay, which is playing on the screen behind me right now. This system uses 38 high-definition 5K cameras to capture volumetrically the full stadium for this soccer match. This system generates 2 terabytes a minute. 2 terabytes a minute. 2,000 times the amount of data the average person generates, this thing is generating every minute. So you can imagine a 90-minute game, a 3-hour game, the amounts of data that are really being required to have these kinds of experiences. So during this press event, we're going to take you on what we think is the center of this data explosion. We're going to have you experience some of these next generation experiences. We're going to go on a VR journey to really illustrate how the power of compute and in this incredible content will deliver an immersive VR experience to each and every one of you. Now, today's experience is being powered by 7th gen Intel cores on systems that you have in front of you that have been supplied by a series of our partners, and you'll be viewing it on the Oculus Rift headset. And today I'm going to show you examples of how the digital and the physical worlds are merging to create these amazing experiences. Now, first, we're going to take a look at the world of travel. And we're going to see how travel is changed by virtual reality. And secondly, we're going to go look at work and how work can be changed and transitioned by virtual reality. And then third, we're going to have some fun. We're going to see how play, how gaming, how other experiences can be changed by virtual reality. I guarantee you this is going to be fun. This is going to be something you're going to go home and talk about at the end of today. So let's begin with our travel experience. And let's think about why we travel. We travel because we want to have adventure. We want to explore areas we've never been to. We want to have experiences that we've never had. All of those things are about exploring the world around us. And VR makes it possible to do this, to have these experiences like you're really there, and yet be in the comfort of your living room. And I think talking about experiences like how many of us will climb Mount Everest? I doubt very many in this room will. How many of us will skydive? Maybe a few in this room. But all of us can do that using virtual reality from the comfort of our living room. So let's get right into it. Let's get right to our first virtual reality experience. It's going to be at Fisher Towers in Moab, Utah. I've actually personally been there. Now, once you put on your headsets, this will be your world. Really, I want you to, you don't have to put on your headsets yet if you don't want to. This is your world. I want you to look around. You're going to see some fellow travelers. That's what I'll call them for right now. And I really want you to get into this experience. So go ahead and put on your headsets. Make sure you have your headphones on, and we'll get started. And as a reminder, if you have any issue, just raise your hand, and one of our helpers will come by and help you out with your system.
Hello. Hey, I'm over here. Hi there. My name is Roberta Mancino. Have you ever wondered what it's like to fly like a bird high above the desert, able to look all around you in any direction? Well, thanks to Intel, you are about to find out. out. Okay, we are approaching 600 feet. Let's open our parachute. What a beautiful view. I love this feeling. That was amazing.
Okay, so hopefully that's an experience that you've probably never had. I know that I'm not going to be jumping out of helicopters in a wingsuit, but we all just experience that really from a first-person point of view. And that kind of gives you a start of an example of what we're talking about here. I want to take you from that, which is kind of an adventure and experience that not many of us or none of us would probably ever do, to the next generation, which is to take a look at some of the future of video and how that can impact our travel. Now, for the last 20 years, video has been basically the same. You know, we watch it on a flat screen. Some of them have started to become curved. We've been improving the resolution. We've gone, you know, up to 4K video now. We may have 360 video where you can have a single position and you can rotate around that. But all of that's been watched from a single point of view with an individual camera. And we want to take video to the next step. We want you to be able to walk around while the video is actually playing. To have that experience like you're really there, right? The video, if you're producing your eyes, moves with you, allows you to travel through the space. That's what would be cool with video. Well, Intel took the first step towards this type of what we call volumetric video technology with our acquisition of replay technologies, which you saw in the soccer clip earlier, which really allows you to move within the space, within a singular video concept. We found an opportunity to collaborate with another visionary in this space to bring volumetric video to more sports and other type of entertainment experiences. And to really show us and to tell us a little bit more about this and to share their vision of where this is headed, I'd like to bring the co-founder of Hype VR, Ted Schilowitz, up on stage with me. Good. So, welcome to CES 2017.
It's pretty exciting to see so many people put on VR headsets.
Yeah, that was fun. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about Hype VR and the type of experience the audience is going to have next.
Absolutely. So Hype VR is a young, emerging company that's a computer vision software company. And to the point that you were mentioning about where is the future of video, where is it going, Hype VR has a very specific singular mission: to advance and evolve the concept of what video actually is at its core, to move it from that flat screen or just look around and be tacked in space world that we're in VR, but actually fully take you to where VR is going so you can actually move around and interact with that live video.
Okay, so that's going to be truly amazing. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to have the audience engage in what we believe is the world's first walk-around video experience on the Ban Yak waterfall in Vietnam. So I'd like everyone to go ahead and put on your headsets again.
Yep.
And Ted, as you walk around this beautiful experience, he's going to talk to you and walk you through the experience of it.
So as you put your headsets on, you've all seen traditional 360 video in VR where you can look around, and that's interesting, and that's sort of a first step. But now we're actually going to take you literally on a journey to Vietnam. So what I'm going to ask you to do first is look at the video around you, just like you would look at a normal 360 video, but now sort of tilt your head from side to side around that barrel there. This is in this amazing waterfall in this very remote area in Vietnam. And you can see that the water behind that barrel is like you would see in real life, like it's actually happening. Now, if you feel comfortable, sort of lean your head in and over that barrel a little bit. Like that, yeah. Just be careful with the wires, but you've got it. Some of you are really going for it, which is great. And you see how everything is changing, just like it would in the actual real world. That's what's it's pretty amazing to watch you guys do this. Now go ahead and look everybody to the right. You see that water buffalo there? That was literally captured live volumetrically in Vietnam. And as you move a little bit from side to side, feel free to stand up if you're comfortable, but be careful, because you're tethered. And you can see the water buffalo wrangler there behind. And if you move a little bit from side to side, you see how everything changes in the world. That's because every single pixel in this scene is literally mapped in space, which of course is this massive computing undertaking to actually pull this off, what you're seeing. This is something that's never been seen, certainly at this scale, with this many people. We've only seen it in our engineering labs, with our engineers working on this. And it's fantastic to see you all literally doing this and taking video to the next level. That's really what's happening here.
So this is truly amazing. It's fun to watch the crowd. If we just had a way to spray water in their face, I think they were truly at the waterfall. You know, I got to imagine, as you kind of mentioned, there's an incredible amount of data involved in this experience.
Yeah, the thing as you start to look at this and notice what's going on, this is high fidelity video capture. This isn't CGI. This is not a simulation. This is really actually captured material at a very high frame rate, very high fidelity, which requires massive amounts of computing, which is why partnering with Intel is such a smart idea for on both sides of this equation, because every single frame of this video is 3 gigabytes per frame as you look around it. So you can imagine the computing power that's needed. And really, Intel's the only one that can help us pull this off.
Okay, so go ahead and take your seats again. Go ahead and take your headsets off. And Ted, I just want to thank you for showing us what the future of video is.
Our pleasure. We look forward to the next step.
Okay, thank you. So in 2017, Intel and Hype VR will be partnering to deliver this style of content really to more VR systems and to many more locations around the world. And this, you can start now to imagine. Now you were confined to a seat and tether a bit, but you can imagine in your living room to be able to walk around, view the next hotel room you're trying to go visit, or the pool at the hotel, or whatever the event is you're going to go see, or you want to see what your seats would look like from an arena. All of that's completely doable in a virtual world like this. You'd literally be able to walk around. I encourage you all to visit the Intel booth. This experience will be there, and you'll have a little bit more space to walk around, and you can really engage in the experience much, much deeper. So, as you've experienced firsthand today, we're offering a variety of ways to enjoy really what I call immersive travel. And this amazing technology, as Ted said, is, we believe, so compute intensive. It really needs a company like Intel behind it to deliver this kind of experience. But we all have to get up during the week at least and go to work every day. So I think it'd be good if we take a look now at how we can do virtual reality and work, and really how can it affect or impact our work environment. Now, for years, people have performed dangerous work tasks every day. We've been exploring innovative ways that technology can eliminate the human risk in that process. And you can think about all the dangerous work environments and difficult ones, pipeline inspections or tower inspections and electrical inspections, all of those kinds of things. Well, today I'm going to make you all solar panel inspectors, okay? Now this is a solar panel array that has to be inspected regularly, which means a person needs to go out and inspect these individually. And that can be both time-consuming, it can be very costly, and this one happens to be out in the desert of Nevada, so it can be very dangerous to be out there for extended periods of time in the heat around all of those panels. But drones have been used for this kind of work for some period of time, but typically what's been done is you have a single point of view. You have a single camera and you see where the drone's pointed, and you can't really look around we're going to do two things for you today. We're going to give you 360-degree view. You'll be able to look around, inspect wherever you want to look, and it's going to be live. This is a live feed off a drone. We will be inspecting those solar panels real time. So, with for those who have done keynotes with me and all, I always take a certain amount of risk in them with live or real time. This will be one of them today. There's one other one later on where I'm going to do this, and we're going to go live, go inspect some panels, and get the direct feed from the drone. Put on your headsets, and let's become solar panel inspectors. So, this is a power plant out in the Moapa River Indian Reservation. It covers over 2,000 acres. It has the capacity to generate about 250 megawatts of energy, which is equivalent to powering about 100,000 homes a year. So this is a large power supply. Now, to accomplish this inspection, we've got a drone loaded with a high-resolution 4-lens Aura camera, which is 4K and gives you this 360-degree view. We also have a low-power, high-capacity compute solution on board to stitch this image together and transfer it to you here in the room. Now you can imagine that there's all kinds of applications for this, but it's really valuable in this kind of an inspection. It improves the efficiency by reducing the amount of time. These guys can go out there and look for damage, or you can imagine we can use heat cameras instead and look for hot spots. We can keep the inspectors out of the extreme heat, and it can be done much more cost-effective and much quicker. And you can use multi-parties. We have 260 individuals inspecting these systems right now, which really, you can imagine, a search and rescue type environment. Okay, we're done inspecting. So my risk paid off. That was truly alive. If you go outside, that's about where the sun is right now, and that's about the number of clouds. So, drones have been used for that kind of inspection for some period of time. But again, as I said, it's not typically been live over a distance like this. It's not over 260 individuals watching it at the same time. And it hasn't given you that 360-degree view. And you can imagine a search and rescue effort where somebody's lost at sea, somebody's lost in the forest. Having 250 eyes helping search 360 degrees, it's going to be much quicker to find somebody than sending a bunch of people out into the field. So, all of this, we believe, is how just one example of how work can be transformed by virtual reality. Truly, we believe in these kinds of experiences for inspections, for search and rescue, for life-saving activities, for dangerous work. It can save lives, it can save money, and it can save time. And that's really the solution that we believe can bring value to the end user. Okay, so, and I have, my second issue may not work out too well for me. We'll see. So we've seen how VR can change our view of travel and work experiences. But really, okay, that's that space. So what's next? So let's switch gears and talk about how Intel is going to transform the experience of sports and entertainment. And this, if you take a look at the internet, how the internet really exploded, sports and entertainment is what's always driven these kinds of hardware transitions. So we're going to start with how virtual reality and this whole volumetric capability is going to impact traditional sports. Now, we may have to do this twice because unfortunately this timing is just not quite perfect. But in 2016, Intel acquired a company called Vogue. Voke uses 6 to 8 cameras that have about 180-degree view, and to deliver the depth and clarity of a true stereoscopic experience and natural viewing environment. So think of this as this system creates the same view that you would have if you're sitting in a seat. What this means is that from the comfort of your home, you can be transported to your favorite seat at a sporting event, the front row of a concert, or even behind the scenes of an awards show. Because we can really provide this in multiple locations and give you the choice of multiple advantage points. Viewers get to decide their point of view. Viewers will get to decide what seat they have. That's the future of what we believe of sports viewing. So you're going to decide, do you want to be on the 50-yard line? Do you want to be courtside at a basketball game? Do you want to be behind the basket to watch the next slam dunk? Do you want to be in the goalie's position so you can watch from the goalie's position? All of that is possible. Now, my plan is to take you to a live event right now. Unfortunately, it's halftime. So let's go ahead and at least, it looks like the players are coming back on the court, and we'll come back to this experience at the end as well. We'll have some time, but I want to give you the first experience. They're just coming back on the court to warm back up. Go ahead and put on your headsets. This is an NC2A game. It's live. It's Butler playing Villanova in Indianapolis. This is the first time something like this has ever been done. 260 people are going to go watch a live basketball game. In this case, it's the warm-ups. Now that you're in the game, and again, like I said, I'll give you some time to come back to the game at the end of this presentation. If you look up, you will see the scoreboard. So we can now see what the score of the game is. If you look to the far right, so you can see it's 31-27, go with Villanova. If you look to the far right, all the way to the far right, you'll see the conference standings. So Villanova is in first place, 2-0. If you look all the way down, you will see 2 camera views. Those will allow you to choose between those cameras. If you simply hover over the blue camera, let the dot go, you'll switch to that camera point of view. Okay? Okay, so let's back out of this experience. Go ahead and take your headsets off. I apologize. The best laid plans of CEOs, right, that I would end up right at halftime. But I'm going to give you, I do think this is a neat experience, and I want to give you guys back there. So I've got a feed to the game up here. I'll get us back towards the end of this presentation for those who want to have that live experience so that you can actually see the game live. Because without watching it live, it's really amazing. But you can see the future there. You can now watch that game from the seat that you choose. And you can put up your statistics. We can put up fantasy statistics if you're a fantasy player. You can watch the scoreboard. You really get to choose how you experience the game. This was the first time Voke VR, which is the streaming methodology, has been used on Oculus Rift. It will be available on Oculus Rift later in 2017. It's available today on the Samsung Gear VR. We're broadcasting football games, football highlights, NC2A games. And there'll be a host of content coming throughout the year. Concerts, other games, soccer. We really believe that being able to experience sports like you are actually there is another great example of how VR content creation that is, has an incredible progression from where it is today to how you're going to view content in the future. In 2016, Intel launched our sports group, specifically designed at bringing this capability to you into the future. We truly believe this will revolutionize the experiences for the fans. You saw that today. For the athletes, imagine being able to watch your game from that perspective and rather than the normal highlights you normally see. And the referees, the judging. Imagine now the replays that they're able to use for understanding the game or understanding a decision being a replay from the floor or the replay like you saw from the La Liga. We want to take this technology you just experienced and apply it to different sports around the world. In December, we had the opportunity to announce that we'll be partnering with the leading European league, La Liga, in an incredible new adventure in soccer. Intel is equipping 3 La Liga stadiums with our Intel 360 replay technology, like you saw at the beginning of this, to provide the best view of every play. This will be broadcast across 38 major channels from all over the world, starting this. And I'm excited to say we've signed a 3-year partnership with La Liga, with future plans to expand to many other venues. This is the future of sports. This is the future of how you'll view sports. It's going to become a totally immersive experience, and you're going to have an opportunity to go to games that you'd never be able to go to before. We're really excited. So, let's shift gears to the next place, which is gaming. Now, I think gaming is really the most common application when people talk about virtual reality. And for us at Intel, you can't really talk about gaming and virtual reality without also talking about what we call merged reality. Merged reality is when you're completely untethered, no cords at all. It allows you to interact with both the virtual and the real world in a totally seamless way. And we believe this is a game changer. And it's driven by technologies that Intel has been developing, like RealSense and our Project Alloy. So Project Alloy is progressing very well. For many of you, you heard us talk about Project Alloy at our developer conference in the middle of 2016. Now, VR today requires a fairly complex setup. You have one in front of you today. It requires sensors to understand where you're at. It requires a tether back to a pretty high performance computing. We want to simplify all of that. So let's take a look at this. This is our all-in-one merged reality system that we call Project Alloy. It's an immersive experience, and thanks to Intel RealSense technology, everything is in the headset itself. You need no other setup. You simply put this on, turn it on, and you're ready to go. On this headset, we have 2 RealSense cameras built in. We have integrated computing built into the system, vision accelerators, and the battery, all in this weight-balanced, comfortable, untethered, all-in-one headset. We believe that the future of virtual reality is here, and that the possibilities are endless for what Alloy can deliver. So this is the system, but I think it's best to actually see the system at work. So what I'd like to do right now is welcome Chuck on stage to show us just how the technology is progressing.
Hey Brian, how's it going?
Good, Chuck. Hey, so maybe you could tell us a little bit about how Project Alloy is progressing and what's new.
So Project Alloy has made some huge strides since we last showed it at IDF. So I'd like to take a look at the room behind us here. It's like a typical living room you'd have in your house or your apartment. Now the first thing I want you to notice, there's no sensors in that room. Those of you who have played VR before, typically either have laser sensors in the corner or tracking cameras just like you have in tables in front of you. But with Project Alloy, we have seamless tracking built right into the headset, so no needed extra hardware. Now, also, take a look, no cables attached to them, so playing this completely untethered, they're able to move around the room freely, not tied to their computer. Now, we've already scanned the living room. You can see it on the computer, on the screen above us. So, Eli and Jan, could you start the game, and we're going to convert this living room into something a little bit more, I don't know, entertaining. So now you're going to see the sofas, the chairs, the bookcases, those are all going to go away. We're going to get radar, we're going to get armor bunkers, we're going to get shield generators, we're going to get plasma power supplies. All that comes into the living room, making our gaming experience much more immersive. Who wants to shoot over their couch, right? So pretty soon you're going to see the walls, which were walls, those go away. Now we have a great sky view. Now we're truly in a gaming environment that took us completely out of our living room.
So now this is a gaming environment that is typical of what I'm used to.
Exactly. This is a great gaming environment, and they're able to play. Pretty soon you can see the spaceships coming here. They're going to shoot them down. But notice they're able to still walk around the living room. They're able to hide behind the couch, which is no longer a couch, it's now a bunker. We're able to shoot the aliens or the spaceships, and yet we have this great gaming experience in our living room, but still the room becomes part of our gaming experience.
And unlike normal virtual reality, they're able to see each other, which
Exactly.
I think is brings it immersive. It brings you in with your player.
Yeah, we're no longer isolated just in our own game by ourselves. And we also have multiple points of view. We have the overhead view, plus we have the experience of seeing it from the gamer's perspective.
Wow. Okay, thanks a lot, Chuck. This is great. I really appreciate you coming out and showing us where Project Alloy is and the progress you've made.
Thanks, Brian.
So we're genuinely excited about Project Alloy and where this takes virtual reality. It takes a lot of the questions people have about I'm isolated or how do I interact with the real world? I'm tethered. All of those things go around. It allows your surroundings to become part of the gaming, and the system can work both ways. In this case, we brought the real world into virtual world and then transformed the real world. You can also look through the system and take the real world and put a virtual world in it. So you could have taken one of those aliens and had them sitting on your couch and talking to you. Now what many people don't know is my living room looks like that bunker. My wife just always is complaining about it all the time. So today I'm excited to announce that we're planning to prototype Project Alloy by Q4 of 2017 with some of our top OEM partners. We're committed to really making Project Alloy an open platform. And as we announced in the developer conference in 2016, we're allowing anybody who wants to build on this hardware to build. We will give the instructions, the software, everything. Whatever anybody needs to build and manufacture these systems, we want to see this because we believe it really brings that creativity and those experiences to where they need to be. And it's powered by the compute. Finally, we're also excited to share that the Hype VR that we saw earlier with the travel experience at the Vietnam waterfall will be brought to the Project Alloy as well later this year. So all of the experiences, whether it's been sports or the gaming experience or the travel experiences, will all be brought to Project Alloy as well as things like the Gear VR, the traditional systems like Gear VR and Oculus and HTC. Now, seeing this demonstration is fun, and it's nice to see it up here in a controlled environment, but I'm a firm believer that, to make this system real, you really have to have your own access to it. So I'm going to invite all of you, you all have a VIP invitation to come to the Skybox on the second floor of the Intel booth on the floor at CES. You can put on Project Alloy yourself, and you can experience merged reality, real time. I think this will be the first time a large audience like this gets access to the technology. We just finished, like I said, the first development models back in the summer. You'll see how we've progressed, and there's a lot. You'll see now what we have and how far we can go by the end of this year working with our partners. Okay, so we've talked about merged reality. We've shown you how that can transform gaming and your environment. I think let's talk now into what we call more the traditional gaming. And one of the most dynamic entertainment experiences out there with technology is gaming itself. And the gaming industry is capitalizing on the fastest processors, right? Gamers always want the best systems they can get their hands on. High-speed systems, immersive virtual reality experiences, that's what they're targeting. So I'd like to take another experience for you. Let's take a first-hand look at the incredible immersive quality of games specifically designed for virtual reality. I'm going to show you in virtual reality a trailer of one of the hottest new games out there, Arizona Sunshine. Before you put your headset on, or if you've just put your headset on, be a little bit forewarned. This game includes zombies. It's a little gory. I enjoy it, but some people have gotten a little queasy on it. And I want you to enjoy the experience. So go ahead and put your headsets on and put your headphones on because you want to hear them. And let's watch the game trailer. So your reactions were the reactions all of us had as we watched that game. For sometimes, even if you watch the second or third time and you know that lady's going to leap out at you at the end, you still react like that. I want to go ahead and put up the Vogue feed. Hold on to your headsets. Halftime's over. It's going to take them about 40 seconds to get it to your headsets, so hold on a second on that. I want to go back to the Arizona Sunshine for a second. You know, what you just saw was how the graphics and gameplay are taken to the next level. These are the kinds of games you're going to start seeing as the games that are really designed for virtual reality become available this year. That's the kind of content that's really going to transform gaming. And don't worry, I'm going to give you a little bit more experience with that as well at the end of the show. Hopefully my Vogue VR, okay, it's good. I just got the thumbs up. Go ahead and put your headsets on. I want you to go back to that basketball game live. Same process works. You can go up, look at the scoreboard. We'll see what the score is. 31-29, go Nova, but Bulldogs are catching up. You can look down and choose between the camera views, and you can look to the right. It's this conference standings. Likely those haven't changed since the last time you visited. But I really wanted to show you that this is a live feed. We're really watching this game. It's not that different than if you were sitting in one of those seats, depending on which camera you choose. And it really is, it gives you the experience of being there on site.
One of the most efficient offensive teams in the country. Villanova held up with their season low in the first half.
I almost caught that ball. Okay, I'm going to pull you guys out, because otherwise we found we watched that game for a long time whenever we watch them. You can go check online and see that that truly was a live feed, not any kind of delay or recording. And that kind of gives you the first touch of where this is headed with sports and that experience. We're already working on the t-shirt cannon that will come through virtual reality and deliver a t-shirt to your house. I'm not kidding with that. We've thought about having the in-arena experience that realistic. Imagine an Uber driver pulling up at your door and delivering you the t-shirt because your virtual headset caught the t-shirt that was shot out of the cannon towards our camera. That will be coming to your house near you. We really think that these kinds of experiences are where virtual reality is headed, where it's going, why we're excited. I wanted to give you a touch of these so that you get excited about it too. I know a lot of people are questioning, is virtual reality going to take off? Is it going to go anywhere? I hope these experiences gave you just a scratch of where it's headed. We have a lot more coming over the next several years. We have technologies that are just going to make this unbelievable. And we believe Intel is leading this unprecedented change and will make this vision a reality. I want to thank you for taking this journey with me today. And this has hopefully been a fun and experiential way to kick off your CES, a little bit different than the normal boring press conferences. I also want to thank our partners, Acer, Asus, Gigabyte, HP, Lenovo, MSI, Oculus, who all collaborated with us to put those systems in front of you this afternoon. I want you to enjoy the rest of CES 2017. For those who would like to play Arizona Sunshine, stay in your seats after we're done. Raise your hand. We'll have somebody come. We'll reboot the game on your system locally. We'll give you the hand controllers, and you can fight off the zombies now real time. We wanted to provide that experience so you can have a little fun as you end your day and you go on. Again, thank you very much for being here with me today. Have a fantastic CES.